Hey everyone, Dark here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're playing some Ark Survival Evolved on PC, and I'm going to show you guys the best way to solo farm metal on the Genesis servers, and really any server for that matter, but Genesis specifically because no flyers are allowed. So I know a lot of the newer players, and even some of the players that just haven't played a lot of Genesis, may be wondering really what's the best technique for a solo player. You can't fly around, you can't use a skiff, you're pretty much on your feet with ground tames. So I'm going to show you guys the best way, in my opinion, to solo farm metal. We're going to try to get about at least 4k raw metal in about 5 minutes. And we'll do it with two different tames so I can kind of show you the difference, because one tame is definitely better than the other, but one is easier to tame than the other. But that's not to say the other one isn't easy to tame either. Now, before I do get started, if you do enjoy this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and subscribe if you haven't already. If this is the second or third time you've seen one of my videos, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out, and it keeps you notified whenever I put out new video content. Also, I stream weekly, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you can ever make it, awesome. Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I typically stream Ark on PC, just like right now. Alright, so let's go ahead and dive in. So the first thing we need to go over is the tames that we're going to use for this. The first tame is the Iguanodon. The second is the Procoptagon, the Kangaroo. The Iguanodons are definitely easier to tame. That doesn't mean that the Procoptagons aren't necessarily easy to tame themselves. They just take a little bit longer than the Iguanodon, which can make a difference when you're a solo player, because it really just depends on your own situation. For the Iguanodon specifically, let's take a look at the stats. Now remember, once you tame these guys, this was a level 145 wild tame. Tames out of 217 after a perfect tame. This is in single player, so I just force tamed it and gave it some experience points. But you need to realize, if you tame something on a server and you go ahead and cryopod it and you leave it in the cryopod for a day, it'll get about 40 levels just from the natural experience, as long as you throw it back out on that same server. That's what I was doing on my multiplayer server on PvP. So this specific tame, though, I just threw some experience points into it. You will have about 40 or 50 levels worth of experience points, though, after you leave it in the cryopod for a day. So what I have been leveling up is almost exclusively weight. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to put probably, let's see. Let's go for that. 1641 on the weight side. And now let's put the rest in movement speed. I like to have a little bit of a faster tame than the rest. Now the other thing we need to talk about is how we're going to be farming the metal, because you definitely do not want to be using just regular pick, and you don't want to be using an Anki as a solo player on Genesis because you can't carry it because you don't have a flyer. So what you should definitely start using and start really loving is the mining drill. The mining drill farms so much metal so quickly, and when you have it out, so check this out. Let's go ahead and let me just show you guys. Alright, at 61 metal, obviously it's going to get more. But look, the weight says 15.25. That's 25% of the normal weight. Watch what happens when I put the mining drill away. 61. When you have the mining drill out in your inventory, it doesn't increase your weight capacity. It decreases the weight of the resources that you're farming, which allows you to hold more. Now, if you combine that with being on an Iguanodon, or a creature that you can hold something, hold an item or a weapon out while you're riding, it still decreases the weapon, because as long as it decreases the weight, not the weapon, decreases the weight, because as long as the resources in your inventory and not the creature's inventory, it's going to weigh less. So check this out. If you move this over, now it's 61 pounds. Look at the weight. Move it back over, you've got 95 pounds total on the Iguanodon, because this is only 15.25. That's how we're going to farm a whole bunch of metal super quick. The Iguanodon, we've got 1641 in the weight category, so let's take a look at how long this ends up taking us. So watch this. Let's go ahead and do this. Now remember, stand close so you can hit the ride button, because once you farm up a bunch just from 1 or 2 rocks, you will be overweight fairly quickly. Now remember guys, I am on a single player save on a single player server. This is not unofficial, this is not official. There's no boosted rates on this. This is just like literally hit play local single player Ark and just hit single player. I didn't change any of the rates or boost anything. So if you're on an unofficial server with boosted rates, or if you're on an official server during an Evo event or a small tribe server or something like that, you should be getting more metal per rock. So just remember that. But even on this single player non-boosted rates, I'm getting quite a bit. So, you know, that's how strong this method is with getting metal as a solo player. Let's go ahead and drop all this stone now so we have some more weight. We'll eat the berries because why not? Alright, so we have some more room to work with. I'm going to run over here. And actually, while I'm here, because this is kind of a safer area, not really worried about anything attacking me, the mining drill itself, to make it, let's go to the Ingrams. The mining drill, this is what it requires to make, okay? 36 black pearls, 120 cementing paste, 180 crystal, 482 metal, 132 poly. That's for a primitive mining drill. That is very expensive, obviously. That's not cheap, but it's definitely worth it. I promise you it is worth it. Now, you can get these drills, though, from doing Genesis missions. If you're a solo player and you're just starting out to where you might want to watch this video, you probably are not set up to actually do the alpha missions. You probably can do the gamma missions and maybe some of the beta missions, you know, depending on your own experience with it. You can get lucky, get the mining drill from the missions you're probably able to do. There are missions that mining drill is one of the main items it gives. I don't remember which mission it is, but I just know that when I was playing solo, I wasn't able to do it. So, you know, you can get lucky with the mining drill from some of the missions you might do to accumulate points, but most likely, if you're not lucky, you're going to have to craft it. The most expensive part of this crafting is the black pearls. You can get those from the store through your HLNA person, right? To the Hexagon store. You can get the black pearls. They're 300 each. So for 36 black pearls, you need about 10,800 points. That does sound like a lot, but in reality, it's not that much in terms of just how many missions you just got to do. Just do enough missions, you'll be able to buy all that. You'll probably, all the rest of it you could pretty easily farm, and you might even be able to farm the black pearls if you know where to get them. You know, if you've played the game for a while or you got experience, you know where to look for them, you know how to farm them. Just do it whatever way, you know, you're good at. But if you need to buy them, do the missions, buy them from the Hexagon store. It'll be 10,800 total points to get 36 black pearls. And the rest of this you can farm up, like I said. So it's definitely worth making. If you look, I'm using a primitive one. It's barely lost any of the durability. It's lost about 100 durability, or 97 to be exact. And we've already done, you know, a little over half around, and we've already got quite a bit of metal. So it's already, you know, we've already gotten a return on investment on the metal aspect of it. But let's go ahead and keep going. When I edit this video and I'm putting it together, I'll look and see how much time we just spent talking about that and how much total time was spent farming. So I want to make sure I give you guys an accurate representation of how long it takes to farm, how much metal. But let's go over to the next tree. Another thing you guys might not know is on the Genesis map, on the bog, there's quite a few. Oops. Oh, get out of the range of the circle. Ooh. Okay. Oh, baryonyx too. All right. On the. Ooh, get out of there. Come on. There we go. All right. Ooh. On the Genesis map, on the bog section, there's actually a lot of metal, believe it or not. A lot of them are kind of surrounded around the trees, the large trees. So if you look at the base of all the large trees, you'll probably find a lot of metal. Let's drop all the stone. We might have a couple more we can do. Nah, we're pretty much overdone on it. Let's get rid of all this. All right. So we are pretty much good to go. I think we're overburdened, right, on my own character, not this. Yeah. So the tame is not encumbered. Good, good, good. Stupid HLNA. Let's take a look at how much metal we got. So we got 2 rows of 6, that's 12, plus 4 is 16. We got 17 total full stacks, 18 if we count that. Let's just take 18 times 300, so we've got 5,400 total metal, minus 106. It's about 5,300 metal is what we got out of that run. That is pretty incredible, guys. That is a lot of metal for a single run. That took us, if we didn't stop to talk, probably 5, 6, 7 minutes at most, I would imagine. If we were in like small tribes or unofficial, we'd get so much more too because the rates would be higher. And if we didn't have a primitive mining drill, it'd even be better. But like I said, primitive, as you can see, works pretty well on its own. Now this is a lot of metal to solo farm, by the way, guys, in one single run. That's why this method is so incredible, and that's why when I started doing it, I was like, I need to make a video on this. So, you know, that's how much metal you can get using a mining drill and a Iguanodon. If you use a Procoptagon, let me go ahead and show you guys that. I'm gonna run back to base. I'm gonna grab my Procoptagon and I'll show you guys how that kind of goes a little bit. Now remember, guys, if you need to stop at any point to check your map, it will encumber you because you no longer have the mining drill out and you no longer have that weight reduction on the metal. So you need to keep your mining drill out in order to not be encumbered and in order to actually be able to move. Alright guys, let's take a look at the Procoptagon now. We've got the same metal in here, about 5,300 total metal. That's raw metal. Look at the weight here, guys. This was a wild 145 tamed, tamed out with perfect effectiveness, and then leveled up as if it was in a cryopod. Same exact level ups as the Iguanodon that I did. I put a whole bunch into weight. I put 10 points into movement speed just to increase the speed. Look at this weight, 2556 total weight. We're at 1397. We're barely a little over halfway. We could probably add 50% more metal. So we got 5300. Let's say we added 2500 more metal and raw metal just from farming. That might take us another 3, 4, 5 minutes. You know, one more tree. You consider that we'd have about 7500 to 8000 total raw metal in under 10 minutes, and we should be able to move because we'll probably be around 2000 to 2100 total weight out of the 2556. That's incredible, guys. That is a lot of metal for a solo player in less than 10 minutes. I mean, it's insane. So Procopticons are a lot better than Iguanodons for this, but taming wise, they take a lot longer. They're not as easy as Iguanodons. Iguanodons you can knock out with like a handful of drink arrows. Tame them with berries, it takes like 20 minutes for even a level 150. Super easy. These Procopticons can take, you know, up to an hour depending on what you have. You know, they're a little bit more difficult to knock out and tame. They just take a little longer, but they're still doable even as a solo player. It's just a little, you know, it's just a little bit more on the tougher scale than an Iguanodon. Anyways, though, we farmed over 5,000 metal in really 5 minutes. 5,000 metal, 5 minutes. That's going to be the title, guys. That's going to be the title. That's what we did. That's insane. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you learned anything at all from it, please don't forget to hit that like button. Leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help me out. Stop by for a stream Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have a lot of fun. Hope you can make it to one of those. Also, I have Discord link in the description below for my official Discord for my Dark Mobile Gaming. I hope you can join that if you're a Discord user. It's definitely helpful. I've got a lot of members on there. I've got almost 2 grand members now. We all are ARC players in some way or another, and you know, there's a lot of help amongst the members. There's a lot of just chat, stuff like that. So join that if you'd like. Link is in the description down below. And yeah, hope this video helped you out. That's how you farm 5,000 metal in 5 minutes. My name is Dark, and I will see you next time.